Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible. With special thanks to Revenant, Anerdinwarpaint, Antonio Hernandez, Icestormshadow, Nathan Welch Jr., and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to the Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous beta, as we set our sights on saving a few lives. You know, 2, maybe 3, maybe even more if we can save the entire city. I figure we've got at least, like 20 people who haven't been killed by demons yet? Though, from what we've seen so far, that might be a bit optimistic. Still, we will keep at it. Even if we don't save anyone, at the very least, we can give some demons a very bad day. Let's get back to it. Arende Party House. One of the richest and most distinguished citizens owns this house of endless revelry. The feasts here have become legendary, and the toils of war seem to steer clear of this house, until the demons came knocking right on its door. Okay. Looks like we're on a very small, contained map. Let's get mage armor up on Waljeff.
I'm always open to ideas. Yes.
All right, let us proceed. Well, that doesn't bode well. Oh, look at that. We've got a couple of dretches one room over, but they have not noticed us yet. Let's see if I can get the timing right.
Make every strike count.
Ask nicely.
Well, that is not quite what I was going for, but that's fine. It's just a couple of dretches. Let's bring Steele up, get that shield wall going.
I'll remove this obstacle.
Nice shot, Nenio. Though, to be fair, she has done 100% of the damage so far.
Endure this!
Thank you, Kaiser.
The light take you.
Very nice. Bit of an ordeal with the multiple choke points, but not too bad. I will say, one thing I'm considering is leaning Nenio towards Arcane Trickster. She's got the stats for it. I think we could hit it by level 6. But I'll have to crunch the numbers. Knock, knock. What a splendid occasion, Count. And this new Numerian elixir is quite something. I smell beauty. Wonderful. Now brace yourself for the smell of your own blood, you ghastly eyesore. Caster. Cambion Wizard. Fair bet he's got a decent will save, so let's knock out his bodyguard. Thank you, Ember. Oh boy, we've got a lot of civilians in the timeline. Dogpile the caster. Ah, shoot. I didn't think she'd have to move that far. Yeah, I appreciate that you guys want to contribute, but if you could all maybe just back away from the demons, that'd be great. Buffs up. Well, one less person on the timeline. What is going on here? Oh, that's a bardic song. Aranka? I think that's one of our missing disciples. There we go. That's one problem dealt with. Nice shot. Yeah, please stop. Okay, this is getting out of hand. Okay. Let's see if we can pull that last demon's attention. Get him off those squishier targets. Dude. I think we already tried to slumber him. Yep, okay. Let's go for vulnerability. You know, Ember's powers are great when they work, but she's got like a 66% miss rate at this point.
You won't survive me.
Let's get that shield wall going. Stop helping.
You won't stop us.
Time to share your treasures!
Come on, Aranka. Focus. There must be a way out somewhere. Okay, so that rescue could have gone slightly better. Could have gone worse, too.
We will win this war.
Oh, that's not so bad. Really felt like more than 4 casualties. Decimation. +1 Cold Iron Bardish. Bardish? 1 point of con damage on crit. Not terrible. Greetings, valiant stranger who has just burst into my life. I am the master of this house, Count Daeran Kale, myriad mellifluous monikers Arende. No need to introduce yourself. I find remembering insignificant details such as the names of passing acquaintances such a bore. Wow, bona fide blue bloods and unparalleled aristocracy. All this makes me itch to do something really crass. Like, blow my nose on the curtains. What are you waiting for, my squamous squire? The curtains in this room are velvet, but we have some excellent silk ones with gold thread elsewhere in the house. Take your pick. My soft furnishings are yours to do with as you wish. I am quite sick of the place, truly. I shall either sell it or burn it to the ground and build a new mansion in its place. Now that we've finished with the niceties, tell me this. How did all these thrice-damned demons end up at my soiree? Really? Canabris lies in ruins. Discari killed Terendelev. The Wardstone has been captured. And you're asking me why demons gate-crashed your party? Canabris in ruins? Discari? Well, 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 and I was already lamenting the lack of excitement at my little banquet. Although, it must have been tolerable enough if we didn't notice a great hulking demon attacking a dragon just outside the window. The Count casts a look at the curtained window and the light from the city's fires flickering between the gaps in the fabric. It seems as though Discari's occasion was altogether more of a crush than mine, if you will pardon the pun. You don't seem very concerned about the city's fate. I have no friends here whose untimely demise I would care to mourn. The only alarming thing is how easily all this happened. I don't care for the thought that demons could come calling at my door at any moment. And just think, everyone had so much faith in the Wardstones, gifted by Iomede's herald, and in the might of our tamed dragon. As if there had been no Drezen or a dozen other routes where the demons overcame every defense. The Count falls silent and rubs his brow, looking fatigued. What should I know about you, Count? Apart from the fact that you're highborn and very rich. As a child, I had my very own pony, but I always dreamed of having a lamb. I was never allowed one. Sheep were seen as peasant animals, utterly unsuitable for the scion of a noble line. The trauma haunts me to this day. I think of it every time I have roast lamb for dinner. I'm sorry that happened to you. Such a sad story. I had not even the slightest intention of upsetting such a lovely child. I'm not lovely. Some people have even called me a scarecrow before. That is patently absurd. Why, you can't possibly be a scarecrow with a crow following you around. I'm sorry if I failed to sate your curiosity. I loathe talking about myself to people I don't know, even more to those I do know. The only thing worth knowing, aside from the fact that I am highborn and filthy rich, is that I dislike Puritans and demons in equal measure. Well, perhaps demons a tad more. You know what? I expect a little gratitude for saving you. Of course. Where are my manners? The Count briefly inspects his hand, then selects the ring with the largest gemstone, removes it, and tosses it to you. There, you can also poke about the house and claim whatever takes your fancy. Though I imagine some of you already had that in mind. I'm feeling very attacked right now. You can go to the Defender's Heart. It's under the protection of Irabeth Tirabate and the Eagle Watch. I thank you for the invitation, but I am not quite as desperate as I may seem. At times, it is better to be surrounded by the repugnant mugs of demons than the sour and dour physiognomies of Iomede's righteous paladins. Steele raises her sword with a flourish and uses its smooth surface as a mirror. What about my physiognomy? Sour enough for his lordship? Don't worry, another few minutes with the dazzling Count here, and it will sour like weak old milk. What's this? An attractive paladin with a sense of humor? You're a veritable walking scandal. Either way, my mansion is now safe. I have a pair of half-decent guards. I just need to drag them out of the storeroom and bring them to their senses. I ordered them to drink a love potion, you see, for reasons which seemed extremely witty at the time, and in the state of inebriation I then found myself in. They can guard the house while the valorous paladins beat back the demon assault. They will beat them back, yes? The Count is silent for a moment, thinking. As regards myself, I feel like stretching my legs. I know rudimentary divine spells, I am no friend to demons, and I elevate any society that I deign to grace with my presence. I shall accompany you, only for a short time, of course. I have no desire to remain at the vanguard for a protracted period. What say you, my ephemeral but highly diverting acquaintance? After all, Lord Discari spoiled my party. I now burn with the desire to spoil his. Well, I don't know about that. Thoughts? I don't like this guy much at all, not even because of his personality, but just... I sense something dark about him. I guess thumping him one next time he comes out with more aristocratic witterings is not allowed. All the more reason to take him with us. If we don't kill him, the demon surely will. Lan flashes a cocky smile. He has all these friends at his party, and he still looks so lonely. We can take him with us. Maybe it will make him feel better? Don't ask me. Having him tag along would be like going for a nighttime stroll through the back alleys with a diamond tiara on your head. Even I don't like that kind of attention. What? You are asking about whether to take this boy with you? The question lies outside the bounds of my interests. By the way, did you know that the young scions of noble families often sponsor the research of young scientists? What laudable passion for knowledge! True, the size of their donations bears a direct correlation to the hazardousness of the experiment being conducted. Gosh, thanks for that. Alright, well, I don't think Daeran's personality is a good match for our group long term, but I would like to at least give him a shot. He mentioned that he can cast divine spells, so I'm assuming he's either a cleric or some sort of cleric derivative, and we could certainly use one of those right now. That aside, I think it's safe to say Nenio could use another level or two under her belt, so we'll bench her for now. I think we have a deal. Capital. Good acquaintances that begin and end at just the right time often leave the most pleasant memories, wouldn't you say?
I welcome your company.
Daeran, neutral evil Aasimar Oracle. 20 charisma. 16 dex. A contrary soul. Skills are nothing to write home about. High persuasion, but that's a bit redundant for our current party. He's got knowledge skills too, but they are pretty mediocre. I mean, say what you will about Nenio, but at least she was good for trivia. Nothing special as far as combat stats go. Channeling. Powerless Prophecy. Uncanny dodge, but staggered the first round of combat. It's actually kind of an interesting trade-off. I guess if you really think about it, having the ability to see the future but do nothing about it might help explain his snide attitude. Okay, so he is definitely a dedicated healer, which is an interesting fit for a neutral evil character. I don't know if we will keep him long-term, but short-term he'll definitely come in handy. Oh, and we still have to talk to that bard, too. elaborately decorated harp. That's what we get for sending our wizard away, I suppose. Thank you, stranger. The girl does not look the least bit scared. Her cheeks are flushed and her blue eyes are glittering. For saving us from the demons and for your timely entrance. I swear, I don't know who has enraged me more today, the demons or the oh-so-affable master of this house. I am a friend of Ilkis. He asked me to find you and protect you. The young woman clasps her hands together. Ilkis is alive, and he's made a brilliant new friend. It's a shame it had to happen now, when the city is under siege by the demons. And those pig-headed inquisitors are pursuing us instead of doing something useful. How did you end up here? Halrin's hounds found me and Wallflower, and they tried to capture us. I distracted them, then I lost them in the streets, before charming my way into this party. Even if the Inquisitors saw where I went, they wouldn't have been allowed past the door. Halrin holds no sway among certain members of the aristocracy. So I picked a good place to lie low. That is, until the demon showed up. The girl shivers and wraps her arms around herself. Now that is more like it. So I have inadvertently been harboring a traitor wanted by the Canabras Inquisition? This day wasn't such a waste after all. Thanks for that, Daeran. Do you know where the third of your group is? Wallflower? No idea. If he knows about the demon attack, he won't just hide away. He'll go out and try to help people. If he doesn't know, well, you have no chance of finding him. He's a pretty skilled mage, but I doubt he'll risk using magic. He'll probably do something the Inquisitors won't expect. Pose as someone, disguise himself. We had a great selection of masquerade costumes in the temple. The girl becomes lost in thought for a moment. I know, I'll tie my shawl around your arm. Wallflower gave it to me. He'll spot it right away and know you're a friend. If I were you, I'd look for him in the Canabras Market Square. Okay, yeah, that actually works out just fine, because we do need to head back there and finish clearing that map. Tell me about yourself. I'm Aranka, traveling bard and follower of Desna. Many of my fellow bards are rootless misfits who wander the world, unwilling or unable to live a normal life. For me, that's only partly true. I have a wonderful family, my mother, father, grandmother, and brother. Right now, they're very far away, and I'm sure they miss me. But they have always supported me in my vocation, and they let me be free to roam. Because they knew that I couldn't be happy while there was so much of the world I hadn't explored, and so many places where people might need my help. A bard? That's great. I love singing. Will you sing me a song? Aranka smiles. Sorry, I don't think this is a good time to sing a long, sweeping epic, but I will gladly sing for you some other time. What can you tell me about the master of the house? You know, the guy who's standing right behind me. About the Count? The girl's voice drops to a whisper. I've wanted to smash a jug over his head about 5 times today already. He just brings that feeling out in people. It's one of his many talents. Other than that, well, you've probably already heard about the Arende family. All I can say is that the Count's servants flee this place like rats from a sinking ship. No one ever stays here long, even though he pays them extravagantly. I even heard one servant complain that he always felt uneasy in the Count's home, like someone is watching him, unseen eyes staring at the back of his head, even if his back is to the wall, even if he turns around. I don't know if I believe all these tales, but I'm just telling you what I've heard. Yeah, that's the word on the street, too. The tiefling hunches his shoulders. This mansion, it's the tastiest morsel in the whole city, but all the thieves are afraid to even set foot in the street. Are you deliberately talking as if I'm not here? Excellent. Like any polite host, I shall return the favor and act as if you're not here either. You know, evil or not, he is starting to grow on me a bit. Why did you decide to break into the Ward Stone and cast magic on it? You put your lives at risk. Your information could have been a trap set by the demons. But it wasn't a demon trap, Aranka says forcefully. Then her voice softens and her expression turns pensive. You know, living next to the World Wound and seeing the powerlessness of the Crusaders, it's very hard. We've been trying to defeat the demons for 100 years now, and we have nothing to show for it. I think that Queen Galfrey and the other leaders think that we can defeat evil if we line up our soldiers in perfect columns and send them marching off with a stirring battle cry. We just need a few more soldiers, a little more discipline. But we've been marching for 100 years, and it's always 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And while the soldiers are marching, people like Halrin are seizing power behind their backs. His fanaticism and cruelty were forged in the same furnace as the Crusaders' righteousness. We will never defeat the demons if we keep trying to march down this same path. We need to change tack, to challenge our principles, trust our hearts and our friends, and not moldering doctrines. We need to listen to an entity that is willing to help us. My friends and I listened, and we trusted, and we tried to change something, even though it didn't work out. Great idea. Marching in straight lines won't work, so let's go attack the demons in a merry band of hopers and dreamers, brimming with enthusiasm and doing just whatever we feel like. When the demons see us coming, they'll die of hysterics, and our victory will be complete. Naive children, that's what you are. But I admit, your words stir something in my soul. I wouldn't put you in charge of a military campaign, but I'd be proud to fight alongside you. Can you get somewhere safe on your own? It looks like the Inquisitors aren't busting down the doors just yet, and they're not hiding under the bed, so I think I'm safe for now. I'll be fine on my own. I'll go to our temple, to Ilkis. The Inquisitors must have searched there by now. They won't go back a second time. Understood. I have to go. Good luck. May Desna be with you, stranger.
This was simple enough.
A portrait of Galfrey Mendev, ruler of the kingdom, and founder of all the crusades into the World Wound. Alright, I think we are just about done here. I can't imagine these drunk nobles have anything important to say. But let's take one more pass. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's give it a shot.
The mongrel did it.
Nice. Not that that really got us much of note, but we'll certainly take it. Moving on. Now, we do have plenty of optional locations out here, but I feel like we must be getting close to the point of exhaustion. So we're going to beeline straight for the library. If we're still in fighting shape after that, then we will consider our options. Ah, right. I guess that was inevitable for a lengthier journey like this one. let's see what we've got. A couple of cultists and a Quasit. Well, that's barely a speed bump. Nice. And that is even nicer. Can't reach the Quasit, so we'll establish a battle line. Hey, not bad. And thus, our battle line is completely unnecessary. A shame. I was going to have Creed step up, fill that gap, and fire off a Lion's Call. Felt really slick.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Some nice, quick loot and XP. Not too shabby. Hanged Cultist. A corpse wearing the robe of a worshipper of Discari hangs from a signpost. It's been here for a while, but the bag on its belt remains undamaged. Ah, so that is an ingredient harvesting event. Given that we literally just dismissed Nenio, I think we'll just skip that for now. Like I said before, I am fairly certain you need knowledge skills or lore skills to successfully harvest those ingredients, and you only get one shot at it.
Let the duel commence.
Uh-oh. Wow. That was a fairly solid hit. I guess they're stepping it up a notch. Okay, did a very slight dent to his health there. I'm gonna guess that's about 50 more hit points.
Distract them from me.
Let's neutralize that sniper.
Into the fray!
Wow, we might actually be in trouble here. Ow. Also, that dude just fired off 4 attacks. Oh boy. Well, thank goodness for that. Okay. We just need to have Daeran keep everyone on their feet while we focus on whittling this guy down. Hey, look at that. Woljif with a double whammy. Nicely done. Well, let's go murder that sniper. Lovely.
Rules are made to be broken.
Magritium Turinos. Magritium Turinos.
All right. Well, that was harrowing. Moving on. Yeah, let's push on a little farther. Lost bag. A bag with a torn strap lies on the ground. Cool. Once again, we'll ignore that. And we have arrived. Though, given that we're just shy of 45 minutes in, I think this makes for a pretty good breakpoint. I was hoping we'd have time to hit both locations, but that's just how it goes sometimes. I am happy that we hit a pretty good mix of combat and dialogue, though. This game, although I am fascinated by the lore and the dialogue, I will admit, the narrative does tend to come in huge chunks. It kind of reminds me of Shadowrun Hong Kong in that regard. It's not as evenly distributed as I might like. Still, today we had, I believe, 4 separate fights, including one fairly big set-piece one. Not to mention, we had a couple of interesting conversations. We recruited a new companion. And we have poised ourselves at the doors of the Blackwing Library, ready to discover the fate of the storyteller, one of the very few characters returning from Kingmaker. Given that we're probably going to be heading back to the Defender's Heart by the end of next episode, that will give us an opportunity to reset our party. And we've got a couple of people who are sitting on the sidelines at this point. I actually find all of them fascinating to various degrees, and obviously all of them have potential niches that they could fill in our party loadout. But I am curious to see who you guys might prefer. That said, we'll hit the pause button for now, but we will pick up here next time, as we delve into the Blackwing Library. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official social media feeds, or the official store pages. And if you'd like to help support the channel, feel free to push any of those buttons that do the things, or even check out the Patreon. Links are in the description.